Well, that was a waste of money. Welcome to the Roadsmiths. And if you've been following us for a little while, then you may know that we're part of a collaboration group, which each of us offer our own unique perspective on whatever it is the topic happens to be that month. If you're new here, then I'm Pam.
And I'm Ken.
And we are so happy that you joined us.
So this month we're talking about RV items that just didn't pan out for us. Things that we tried that were good, but we actually found a different way to do it that we actually like better. But before we get started, let's talk about the other channels that are in this collaboration group. So it's Wayward Wags, Brazen Brits, Happy Place Diaries, and Matt's RV Reviews. And like we do many months, we decided to bring in a guest. And this time we're bringing in some friends of ours and friends of this group, Chris and Katrina from our Everyday Getaway. Chris is known as the Godfather from Maryland, in case you didn't know that.
Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me.
As we do these collaboration videos monthly, we would be really curious about what topics you might want to see in some future videos. So please leave a comment below if there's something you'd like to see. Gabish?
You trying to say capiche?
Gabish?
Now, these items that we talk about in the video, if you use them, we're not meaning to talk negatively about it. It's just that we have found other items that work as good or even better for us that oftentimes take up less space and are less weight.
Now, if you stay to the end of the video, we're going to tell you about one of these items that we just really can't recommend, that we've had some issues with, and we're currently looking at something to replace it. But after you watch our video, we'd highly encourage you to go check out the videos of the other collaborators and get their perspectives as well. And we'll put links below to each one of their videos. So let's get into it. And let me just say that the first item is going to be controversial to a lot of people for sure. And again, it's not that we don't like the product. So we carried a Blackstone 22-inch, and we loved the Blackstone. We really, we just really loved it. We also carry a Weber Q1200 grill. And what we found with the Blackstone is we're not big breakfast eaters. We don't go out and make a bunch of eggs and bacon and, and pancakes on the Blackstone in the morning. And so what we found ourselves doing mostly with the Blackstone is making stir fry, fried rice, chicken parm, which is actually awesome on the grill, eggplant parm, which is actually awesome on the griddle as well. But we just found ourselves making fewer and fewer things on it. And, we just found like it was taking up a lot of space and weight. And the Blackstone itself is 20 pounds. And then if you add the lid on top of it, that's another 10 pounds. That's a total of 30 pounds. So when we cook, steaks or chicken or burgers or pork chops, we like it over an open flame. So we use the Weber. And if we need to make things like fish or something else that requires a flat top, we have a lodge pan that we use. It's cast iron, gets really hot, and we can use that. The cleanup is a bit easier. And it just made a lot more sense for us. So I know we're going to get some negative comments about the Blackstone. Again, we love the Blackstone. It's an awesome piece of spec. We still have it. We just don't carry it with us. We carry the Weber Q1200 and a lodge pan.
The second thing that I want to talk about today is our outdoor rug setup. We actually ordered one of the big 9x12 rugs from Amazon, and I thought it was going to meet our needs perfectly. But once we got it, I realized it wasn't going to work for us at all because it was 9x12, like I said, but it was made of a plastic-like material, and it had to be either staked down or weighted down if it was on concrete, just to keep it from blowing away. And I didn't like the way it felt under our feet. Anyway, there were multiple reasons. And I know that a lot of people love those, and that's fine, but just for us, it didn't work. So what we have, and we've been using it actually since the beginning, it is 2 5x7 outdoor rugs, which we purchased from Target. They're a little bit dirty right now, but we purchased them from Target, and they've worked great for us. The really unique thing about having 2 smaller rugs is it gives you the flexibility to set it up differently. I'll show you some examples. So at most campgrounds, they don't want you to put the rugs on the grass anyway, understandably. And the great thing about having 2 5x7s, it gives you, like I said, the flexibility to arrange it however you need to. This actually works pretty well. You can put them together, you can separate them. Another way I'll show you is like this. So this is another advantage of having that flexibility, because in this particular campground, our patio space, you can see, is quite away from our door. So we can bring the rug over here, set it up really nice with the little campfire. Not really, but our chairs and everything. And again, more flexibility.
Well, you notice that we switched roles because this is actually my role on travel days to come outside and clean up the outside, which makes sense, but these are so much easier to fold up. So basically it goes like that, and like that, and follow me over here, and it just stacks in just like that. Now, I would say this, the only downside is that if it's going to rain the day before or that night, or you're in a place with heavy condensation, I would put them up the night before. That's what I've done, just because they do get pretty heavy, but a lot easier, a lot more flexibility, and we like them. So Pam and I really enjoy a good latte or an espresso or a cappuccino, typically on Sunday mornings. We did have a regular espresso machine, which you used, you know, loose espresso and whatnot. You don't want loose grinds, coffee grinds down in the sink. We're not fans of Keurig coffee. We actually, for coffee, we have a drip coffee maker, and we also have, you know, we do a pour over. This way we can take the filter and just throw that out. Some years ago, we were in Italy, and in our VRBO, they had a little Lavazza machine, and we thought we should really try that. So what's nice about this is that it makes up the cleanup a lot easier. You don't put the coffee grinds or the espresso grinds down into the gray tank. You basically throw the capsule out. The downside is the capsules are a bit more expensive. So for Lavazza, you have to buy 100 of these at a time. And it turns out to be about 50 cents a serving. So that's really not too bad when you compare that to like a Starbucks or, you know, God forbid, having to clean your gray tanks out. So the Lavazza machine for us has been a great alternative to a regular espresso machine. I know Nespresso makes one as well, but we happen to use those. So bon appetito. So item number 4, this might be a little controversial again, and it's not that we don't use them, we sort of have just repurposed these, and these are the Camco blocks. So you can see right here, package of 10, and we put these to pretty good use. We do see a lot of places or a lot of rigs where they've got these underneath the round part of their jack, and to me it just looks, you know, kind of unstable. So we chose to go a little different path on that. When we first started, I built a number of 10 by 10 blocks, wooden blocks, and then I put those under the jacks to get a little more stability, a little more footprint. We have used these, however, when we are in a really unlevel site, and so sometimes we'll use them under the tires if the tires come off the ground from the jacks lifting it up, or we'll use those in a jack that might need that little bit more space, or to reduce the stroke on that jack. But we have found, quite frankly, that using the wooden blocks and specifically adding RV snap pads to our rig has been really, really good. It's just been really helpful. Much better footing. It's made from a really hard rubber. We actually have an affiliation with RV snap pads, and we'll put the discount link below for you if you want to choose those and purchase those. Just make sure you size them for the correct size of your jack and the foot on the jack. But we just found that these are really now kind of an emergency use if we need them, and not something that we use every day. We do keep them, but like I said, only use them when you need them.
Whoops.
So last but not least, this is the 5th item, and we told you this is the one that we just could not recommend to anybody. We did a video a couple months ago about best RV internet, and we originally started with Winegard Gateway. The Alliance RV comes with a Winegard 360, which is basically an omnidirectional antenna. It's a Wi-Fi booster, and you can add the option of the Winegard Gateway, and that's a 4G cellular to Wi-Fi gateway. And we thought that was going to be ample for us, and we tried that. And you can kind of see it right up here, kind of somewhere. Pam's going to correct me if it's wrong, but we have tried this for some time, and we just had all kinds of issues with it. I've talked to Winegard, and they said there's just nothing they can do about it. The best we ever get is about 20 meg, maybe 25 meg, but it just stops working occasionally, and we have to wind up rebooting it or resetting it or doing those things, and we have to do that very, very, very frequently. So We opted for a T-Mobile home internet, and like I said, we did a video on that. We'll put a link below, and we've been really happy with that. We are still using the Winegard. It is as a backup. However, we really are starting to research the ability to use our mobile phones with 5G tethering. And so I'll give you some examples as to the campground that we're in right now of what we see with the Winegard speed, the 5G speed on the T-Mobile, and the 5G speed as tethered on our AT&T phones. And the difference is dramatic. So just not something that we're going to keep, and something that we really can't highly recommend. So I think it's going to be time for it to go out the door.
Well, that pretty much sums it up for us here today. We really appreciate you guys watching. And if there are some things that you have found in your RV travels that didn't work for you, but you found something that worked better, let us know what those are, because we'd like to share it with our viewers.
Yeah, for sure. And if you like this video and the content that we're providing here, we'd certainly appreciate a like on the video as well. We'd also encourage you to go check out our other videos. We do a lot around travel vlogs, tips and tricks, and you know, some reviews, product reviews, RV reviews, those kinds of things. So we really appreciate that. And if you find that interesting, then we'd love for you to subscribe and hit the road with us and join our journey. We also want to encourage you to watch the other videos and the other collaborators, as we said before, to pick up their perspective as well on some of the things that they have tossed away and are using as well. So we look forward to catching you in a future video.
Thanks
again.
guys.
Thanks again.